Have you ever seen a video or a picture of an event that you knew was taken by a bystander instead of a news organization? That is what's known as citizen journalism. You, the viewer, most likely have participated in citizen journalism before. So what exactly is citizen journalism? According to the book Online News Gathering, Research and Reporting for Journalism, it can be defined as when members of the public who are not professional journalists contribute content that is published on traditional media. Citizen journalism existed long before professional journalism existed. Professional journalism was not studied until 1908. Everything published and distributed before 1908 was considered in today's standards citizen journalism because they were untrained news gatherers that shared the news with their community. The internet has changed the entire spectrum of citizen journalism by making it fast and easy for posting and receiving news. People using social media outlets and blogs to post pictures and videos on a significant event, personal newsworthy experiences, and opinions on the reported news. According to Pew Research Center, 50% of people from ages 18 to 29 and 49% of people ages 30 to 49 use the internet as a primary source to get the news. By this increasing percentage, citizen journalism is becoming more heard. Recently, there have been websites and apps dedicated to citizen journalists where people can post pictures and videos and get paid when the news site wishes to use anything they post. These websites are beneficial because when there is breaking news or a sudden event where reporters cannot make it in time, they can use these videos to help organize the story.
In 1963, a man filmed the assassination of John F. Kennedy. He then distributed the video to news organizations. It made people aware that they could also record events instead of waiting for the press. In 1991, a man recorded LA cops beating Rodney King. The video went viral and eventually led to the awareness of police brutality against African Americans. These videos were used by news outlets to show the rest of the country what was happening as the videos became available. 9/11 is one event that has been captured by citizen journalism that has taken place during the majority of our lives. Before this event, posting your thoughts and opinions in blogs was never popular until 9/11, where hundreds of people all experienced the event in different ways. The Boston Marathon struck up a whole nother platform of citizen journalism as it was used to catch the two men who planted the makeshift explosives near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Since the marathon is a very popular tradition in Boston, almost everyone had their cell phones out to record the race. Some of the cameras recording the race caught a glimpse of the two terrorists. The police were able to gain the motive and trace their faces back to street cameras to see what they looked like and where they went. Most recently, the Las Vegas shootings have come into play with there being a large amount of citizen journalists. There are dozens of videos from the different perspectives on the progression of the shootings that would not be able to be captured by regular journalists. In one specific video, you can see one of the performers running off stage while also catching audience members' initial reactions. Gunshots start to go off with the confusion and panic of people asking what is going on. We hear about tragedies and shootings in the news all the time, but when we see how they unfold in real life, it seems more real.
From a glimpse of learning about this type of journalism, you might think that it helps us more than hurts us. Taking all aspects of citizen journalism into consideration, everyone's opinion on how it positively or negatively affects us is completely different. What society may not realize initially is what journalists, broadcasters, reporters, and other forms of more traditionally based news outlets have been affected by this recent growth of citizen journalism. With the mass amounts of videos being shared over social media about different events going on in the world, the questions that remain are, is there anyone still watching news on television? Who reads the newspaper, and how does this affect traditional journalists' careers? Although the internet is a huge news source, this doesn't mean that other news sources have not been transitioning the ways in which news is distributed. Nick Newman, a digital media consultant, says, "A few years ago, it was a real battle going on between new media and old media. People arguing that walls should come tumbling down and journalism needed reinventing. But I think now there's a recognition that citizen journalism doesn't replace a journalist, they work together. People may see videos, but the real work is done by journalists, and the need for a story will never die." During this vidcast, we have explained what citizen journalism is, the progression it has made today, different events captured by this form of journalism, and finally how it has affected traditional journalism. As we move forward into the future, the way society gets media is always going to be constantly changing. With the continuous effort of both citizen journalists and traditional journalists, an event, tragedy, or celebration will never go unnoticed.